Okay, so I'm finally giving my review of Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. It's a freestyle review. I don't have anything written down. As I said before, if you kept up with at least most of my playthrough of the game with the USS mission, and I do have the Spec Ops downloadable content just about ready to be uploaded, so that's coming on soon as I upload it. But for now, let's just focus on the game that we did get before. Now, as I said before, in one of the parts of the playthroughs, I believe most of the bias is 80% personal, 20% accurate, and I'm gonna pretty much settle the score right here. This game is a good game for what it is. The graphics are a bit mediocre. It's nothing spectacular, but you know, I've been playing games for years, man. And I can tell you something. There's plenty of beautiful games that suck ass nowadays, and there's plenty of average looking games that are very, very good. So I'm not gonna attack this game for its graphics. They could have been better, yes, but you know, they work. So whatever on that. As far as sound goes, you know, it's sound. Guns, fire, zombies moan, all that good stuff. Nothing spectacular, pretty average. Now, gameplay. As I said, gameplay is fun. Especially when you're playing co-op. It's nothing like going against a horde of zombies with 3 other friends, you know. It's cool. I mean, anything co-op can pretty much work for the most part. But it does have issues, mechanical issues, a lot of glitches. Okay. A lot of glitches, a lot of bad connections. The AI, I don't believe any Resident Evil game had a good AI. Or any game at that. Usually your AI sucks. In this game, I have to say even the enemy AI is a little ditzy. You know, they're just, it could have been better. The game has a lot of potential to be more. The environments, even though you'll see quite a few things that are familiar as far as Raccoon City goes, even some of the places that are iconic, like the police station and Umbrella Labs, barely show that much resemblance to the origin of their games. You could tell they kind of just made it similar enough, but they just kept it simple and more geared towards the specific gameplay that they wanted to deliver in this game. So I wouldn't really, I have to say the environments are a little bland. It is cool to see, but it could have been a lot better. But I understand that, you know, for the type of game this is, not everything could be exactly the same, because there was that, how they made the environments were based on the technology of that time, which those games came out during the PS1 era. Though I will admit that kind of irked me. That did, because I'm more consistency. When I see a place that I'm familiar with, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I want to see the same place that's exactly familiar, but if it's gonna be different, I want it to be that with a lot more detail. Kind of like think Resident Evil Remake. The mansion looked more detailed, but it was still the same, you know. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. In all honesty, the multiplayer. Multiplayer is fun, but that super soldier, sorry. And you know there's a lot of pussies that's gonna pick the most cheapest character they could possibly pick to get an edge. These people who pick the assault, you know what they're gonna do. I don't know why they put something like that, or at least allow that perk to be a part of the versus mode. I mean, it's common sense to know that people are gonna go with the least common denominator and just exploit that. What they'll do is they'll rush into conflict. Then the moment they get in contact with you, that's when they'll activate the shield. And then they'll have the most powerful gun, especially a shotgun or something. They just mow down anybody that comes through. I vote to take it out altogether. Period. That motherfucker, whatever. They think they're good. These motherfuckers make out high scores, but let's be honest, man. They suck. They don't pick any other class. I bet you they hurry up and rush to the assault. Cause they some punk asses, man. They pick anybody else, they gonna get lit up. You know, now I just run from them. You know, I just run from them, let the shit wear down, and as soon as that stuff wear down, then I kill them. It's funny. I had one dude chasing me around the car. I know he was frustrated. I'm sad I didn't record that match, but I had to run around the car chasing me because I saw him activated. So I was like, okay, we gonna play ring around the fucking car. As soon as that thing deactivated, that's when I fucking CQC killed his ass. And he was upset. You know, he thought he was gonna do something. I was like, nah, man, I can smarten up. Nah, but the thing is, like I said, they'll come in, and then by the time they see you, by the time y'all see each other, which you just bump into people in the middle of a match, they're gonna activate it then and there. And you may not have to, you're not gonna have the ability to run. As soon as you turn your back, you're gonna get mowed down. Ain't no point in fighting. You might as well go make you a sandwich or something. So, that, terrible lag. And there's glitches in that game too. Other than that, the matches are fun. They're fun to play. It's just these mechanical problems in Super Soldier that's ruining it. They could use more game modes. It definitely needs more maps. They said we're getting some. I thought we were going to get them with this DLC that we got the other day, but apparently not. You know, I was mistaken in thinking that they was going to give us 3 episodes free, but it turned out to be just 1. So, I don't know where I read that from, but whatever. Besides that, I have to say, honestly, they could patch it up at least. And the DLC, speaking of, it's actually better than most of the USS missions thus far. I'm kind of guilt-filled, you know, ashamed to say that I might end up buying the other DLCs, which is stirring up a problem. But all in all, I will honestly give the game a 7.5. Because that 4.0, 4.5 scores that people were giving this game when it first came out, I'll explain that. But you got a lot of these crybabies who complain about every game that's not like the first 3 games. And they have the nerve to think that they actually speak for everybody who did. You know, they want to compare the game. Oh, it's just another Call of Duty and all this other stuff. Which I don't know why. Y'all sound stupid. It plays nothing like Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty. If anything, it plays similar to Gears of War. Which, ironically, Gears of War was... the person who made that game was influenced by Resident Evil 4. So, technically, it's inspired by itself. They just give you the ability to move and shoot for once. Oh yeah, it's got a lot of machine guns. Even though ammo is not as infinite as you think. These people in this game take so much ammo to kill them. Most people gonna play on veteran because that's what the challenge is at the very least. And then there's pro. You can't even kill a zombie with a headshot in pro. Forget about it. You'll be running out of ammo like that. Yeah, you're gonna need that ammo crate over there. And I don't know why they're attacking this game for its item system. It's not like Resident Evil ever actually made sense. I mean, I always thought it was just like magic the way I could put my items in one chest box and then go all the way on the other side of the mansion and then find those exact same items. When I first played Resident Evil, I thought I literally had to go back to the first box I put stuff in, take that stuff out and put it in the other box. I come to find out it's all there. I'm like, oh, okay. That's convenient. But you know, they're convinced that everybody who's played the original games wants the game to be exactly the same. I'm going to tell you right now, I love the first 3 games to death. Okay? Love them. Great memories. But I'm not going to let you sit and tell me what I always wanted in the game. Ever since I saw the opening for Resident Evil 3, I'm like, man, it would be so cool to have a Resident Evil game like that. Where you just surrounded by zombies, you got to mow them down and, you just got to survive. I mean, come on, dude. It's not like Resident Evil was that scary. Yeah, it has its moments. It'll leave you a little paranoid here and there. But once you see the enemy, okay, he's revealed. He's there. You shoot him. In the end, you shoot him. It's all the same. So, I don't know what everybody's crying about. I don't see why this game couldn't exist. Where you got games like Umbrella Chronicles or whatever. I don't like light gun shooters. But I gotta accept that it exists. It's just a different way to play Resident Evil. Dead aim, all the other stuff, that all existed. Why can't this? And people's main complaint about that is, well, the game market is oversaturated with shooters. Okay. It is. So what? What does that got to do with this particular shooter? It has nothing to do with it. It's not a Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a first-person shooter, you idiots. This is a third-person shooter. Okay? Totally different feel. Big world of difference. So, all that said, it's not a bad game. It's a game that could have been better had Capcom and Slant 6 took in their time with it. This game feels rushed. I'm gonna be honest. This game is hella rushed. A lot of shit could have been ironed out a lot better. A lot better than this. This game deserved better. Because it's a fun game. Even those who hate the game and gave it low scores all admit it. Even those that refuse to acknowledge it as a Resident Evil all admitted that this game has potential. I would very much like to see a sequel to this. A better fleshed out sequel to this. Because I like the concept. There's a lot of stuff they could have dug out from Raccoon City that gave it deep. Now I know it's a spin-off. And it can only go so deep. Okay? Because otherwise, this game will have the potential to reboot the whole series. But you can't do that because you already got Resident Evil 6 that's following the original timeline. But even though it's a spin-off, it was still possible to even make this pseudo-canon. There actually was a battle between USS and Spec Ops. So, a lot of stuff in this game you could say happened. But since they interacted with Leon and Claire too much, especially if you got the option to kill them or spare them, it's just a shame. But they still could have put in a deeper, story to it. But I'm not tripping on that because I already knew it was just a spinoff and they were so focused on the multiplayer anyway. But all in all, this game, from me, it gets a 7.5. Could have got an 8. Had it at least not had so many glitches and errors like that. A longer campaign would have been nice too. Even though they're giving us the DLC, they're basically charging us for more of the game. But to be fair, they did just acknowledge the US. I don't know. And there's a whole new ball game in business practice with video games in general. And that's a whole nother story. But that's my take on it. Tell me what you think in the comments. And I will be uploading my Spec Ops playthrough of Mission 1 in a little bit. So take it easy.